Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner, welcome back for some more Deathgate. Now I'm not sure how much longer we have here, I don't know how long the game is. We're probably pretty close to the end, but I'm not sure if we have to do more stuff in the labyrinth or if we just go straight to the Nexus or something. Probably more stuff in the labyrinth. You stumble out of the brush only to come face to face with three wounded tiger creatures. Unfortunately, what you know of the labyrinth tells you that the only thing more dangerous than a tiger creature is a wounded one. They stare at you in surprise, then let out a growl and tend to leap. You don't have time to do much but run. The tiger creatures fall on you in a fury of teeth and claws. At that moment, everything in the world is sharp and covered with bloods. You discover that, without an effective plan, a lone patron simply cannot defend against these monsters. Okay, back over the field of choke vines you've recently crossed, you see the last gate of the labyrinth. Once a very welcome sight. You hear the tiger man crashing through the underbrush behind you. They're close on your tail. Well, the vines are currently frozen, so let's unfreeze them. And give them some nice tiger treats, perhaps? The frost disappears as the heat spell takes hold. At first, the plants move sluggishly, but as the torpidity subsides, they resume their normal activity. The tiger creatures fall on you in a fury of teeth and claws. At that moment, everything in the world is sharp and covered with bloods. I died again. Oh, I had to move a little more, I guess. The tiger creatures hesitate when they come to the field, but after observing your safe crossing, they charge in after you. When you pause to look back, they're already about halfway across. Now that they see you, they start sprinting. You don't think that you can run any further without them overtaking you. But shouldn't the vines... Didn't I hit them? The tiger creatures are caught in the middle of the field when the vines reawaken. The plants wrap around their struggling prey and drag them off to separate spires. With wild eyes, the tiger creatures watch lightning strike a spire only a few hundred yards to the west. It then strikes the next closest spire and proceeds to work its way down the line. Soon, the lightning blasts the two closest spires. The stench of cooking tiger meat reaches you even here. Okay, so we got rid of the tiger creatures. So let's cast Cold again. Okay, they're frozen. What's our score? 1135 out of 1500. Oh, there's still quite a lot of points to grab. Now I wonder, is it required to get... that's not the correct word. If we beat the game, do we get all 1500 points, or are there some optional ones for grabs? I mean, look, if it's a point system, I would assume so. Things like the merchant's journal that we saw, that we discovered in Skirvash. That seems like completely optional, something helpful, but we could have just tried random answers when we spoke to the merchant's painting, and we would eventually have gotten it. Okay, this clearing is a well-used campsite. A dark cave opens into the nearby hillside. The fire pit looks well used. The tiger creatures have camped here for some time. You wonder how this has affected the nearby village. Okay, let me save here. Since the labyrinth seems way dangerous. A burial cave. I can take one of these skulls. Can I take the other one? You've already taken a skull. Either you're trying to gather enough to learn how to juggle, or you're just morbid. In any case, just leave the poor fool be. 2 poles stick out of the ground on either side of the cave. Twisted trees grow at odd angles. Branches thrust outward like daggers. There are places in the labyrinth where the trees are sentient and those branches are employed as weapons. Can I take the... No, I can't. Can I climb the tree? The trees seem to be nothing but points and edges. Getting a decent handhold would be almost impossible. Okay, let's go in here. This is the tiger creature's burial cave. Paintings on the wall depict their gods, and bones are strewn on the floor. The crude cave painting depicts a dark god of the tiger creatures, presumably death, chasing after its tiny feline followers and shooting bolts of lightning. It is clothed in a black robe, which shows only a skull-like head. It's an interesting insight into the Tiger Man religion. Let's take this bone. It's the bowed bone of a tiger man's upper leg. Half-buried bones stick up from the ground. These are obviously the remains of the tiger man. It appears that they are just sophisticated enough to bury their dead. It must have been a tough decision for them, respect their fallen comrades, or lunchtime. So looking at this, we have a couple of items that could possibly work for us to disguise ourselves as the Tiger Man gods. The robe, and this skull. It's definitely the skull of a Tiger Man. These beasts are frightening enough to confront face to face, but having to stare at one of their skulls is a distinctly unpleasant experience. The skull has sharp fangs, but a small brain pan, which isn't all that surprising. Save again. Ah, more Tiger Man. You stand on the outskirts of a village in the throes of battle. A pack of Tiger Men circle a group of Patryns huddled under a magic shield. So, we need some things. We need the skull. And we need lightning. I still have this zinger here. Can I put it on this pole? No. But there was lightning here. It has no power. You can't get that close to the tiger creatures without leaving your cover. Put the skull on the robe. You slip the robe over the tiger man's skull and reach your arm through it, your hand manipulating the jawbone. You do a quick ventriloquist act, including some hilarious one-liners about how many tiger creatures does it take to screw in a glow lamp, but quickly become bored, so you disassemble your creation, but not before noticing its resemblance to the painting in the burial cave. Can I put the rope here? Remove. What spells do I have again? Possession, ward, hunger, self-immolation, swap, motion. Nothing that sounds amazing to use here. Now I need to use this skull as a mask or something, and I'm not sure how to do it. We would also need bolts of lightning. The only thing I know that we have that can make bolts of lightning is the zinger. I don't suppose... Okay, I can't go back to... Can't go back to the other worlds, to Ariana's. Let's see, lightning only struck these spires when the choke vines were active. Can I give the zinger to the choke vines? Aha! You hurl the zinger into the mass of twisting vines. They snatch it out of the air and carry it off to the nearest spire. Predictably, lightning strikes the spire, but instead of destroying the sartan artifacts, the energy is totally absorbed by the zinger. It charges itself with the power of the lightning. Okay, now let's take care of these again. Okay, we're making progress. Let's take the zinger. Okay, so the zinger is fully charged. So we have electricity, we have the black robe, and we have the skull. Ah, you slip the robe over the electric zinger. You slip the tiger creature's skull over the central prong of the electric zinger. The wavering magic shield finally falls. In their weakened state, the villagers don't stand a chance against the blood-crazed tiger man. You stand watching in horror as your people are slaughtered. When it's over, the tiger men scout around for anyone who might have escaped the bloodbath. That's when they find you. Huh. So, apparently we are timed. So let's try this again. Can I do it on this screen? Cast heat. Now I have the zinger. And now cold. Alright, give me back the zinger. Remove the robe. Zinger on the robe, skull. Okay, we are ready to go, I think. Okay, this activates. You pull the switch attached to the electric zinger. The contraption flies out of your hands, twisting and turning in the air, accompanied by a screeching metallic whine. The black robe flops back and forth and lightning flies from the eyes of the mounted skull. All of the combatants stare up at the apparition. The tiger creatures point and hiss at the flying sideshow and then scatter in random directions. Pure terror in their eyes. When the zinger's power drains, it drops out of sight somewhere in the forest. The shield around the huddled villagers finally falls. Methodically, they begin to scatter through the village, locating and tending to the wounded. One man, seriously injured, lies in front of you. The headman of the village, who valiantly supported the magic shield for so long, approaches the wounded man and summons a healer. A nervous, young-looking woman rushes over, nearly dropping her package of healing herbs and implements. She surveys the horrible wounds sustained by the fallen patron and gasps, but a stern look from the headman prods her into her routine. She tries to clean and dress the wounds, but they are too severe. You can tell she is inexperienced and that this case is too much for her. I do have a healing salve. Because of the severity of the man's wounds, you end up emptying the crock of healing salve over his chest. You can see the gashes close up in the space of a few heartbeats. The healer gasps, but the headman nods. He looks at you with newfound respect. The healer is shocked, but she doesn't let this amazing development slow her down. Quickly, she packs away all of her tools and moves on to help other injured villagers. In her haste, she drops a cord, presumably used to stitch wounds. The headman stays on to direct the healthy patrons in packing up the village. It appears that he plans to quit this site soon. Take the cords. Let's talk to the headman.
I never expected you to return. I should kill you for what you've done. If you hadn't driven those tiger creatures off, I would kill you. Why you did that after you led them here in the first place is beyond me. Leave me now. You've done enough damage.
Oh, it's Sangdrax.
What are you talking about? I didn't lead the creatures here.
Of course you did. Not more than 2 hours ago, you and Lord Tsar passed through this village. Unwittingly, we helped you. We gave you current directions towards the center because for some reason that's where you wanted to go. You were very pleasant then. You thanked us and went on your way. Shortly thereafter, you returned alone, leading a charge of the tiger creatures. During the battle, you disappeared. I don't know why I don't gut you right now. We lost more men in the skirmish than we have in a month of fighting. Now this encampment is compromised. We'll have to move as soon as we're able, and we have you to thank for it.
You don't happen to know in which direction I disappeared, do you?
I'm afraid I was somewhat distracted when you last took your leave. But you can be sure that I won't be distracted this time. Be so good as to repeat yourself. I'll be glad to watch you leave now.
That wasn't me. Lord Tsar is accompanied by a shape-shifting dragon. I'm on their trail.
A shape-shifting dragon? That's a new one. I wouldn't put it past the labyrinth, though. It's getting more and more devious every day. If this dragon accompanies Lord Tsar, then as long as he doesn't realize the true nature of his companion, he is in mortal danger. My resources are meager, but I am willing to help you as I can. What would you have of me?
Oh, he actually believed that.
Tell me how the dragon got the tiger creatures to attack.
It wasn't difficult. Remaining hidden from the dangers of the labyrinth is a daily struggle. The pack of tiger creatures moved into the area not long ago. He paid them a visit, then came straight here. The entire pride followed, snarling for blood. The creatures were delighted to discover the village. They pounced and caught us completely by surprise. Many died in the first few moments. The rest rallied here in the center. We managed to shield ourselves until you arrived. I'm glad you came when you did. I don't know how much longer the magic would have lasted.
Can you tell me where Lord Tsar and the dragon went when they left here?
Certainly. They entered the forest to the north, but that information won't help you much. The labyrinth reinvents itself all the time. Paths the Tsar and the dragon followed could have vanished, could even be pits or swamps. Only a skilled tracker could find them now.
Is there such a tracker in the village?
Yes, we do have such a man. In fact, he was the one that you saved. If you asked, I'm sure he would help you find those two.
What dangers can I expect further along in the labyrinth?
I've never traveled backward through the labyrinth. Our goal is to leave here. Even so, though every step toward the final gate presents a challenge, I doubt that the labyrinth would prevent someone from penetrating deeper into it. It's akin to walking toward the center of a spider's web. When you finally arrive, you'll have a devil of a time getting back out. You'd be doing the labyrinth's job for it. Any obstacles you encounter are not likely to have been placed there by the labyrinth. More likely, you will find traps set by the dragon. It seems to me that the attack of the tiger creatures was such a trap. Obviously, the dragon didn't care whether we defeated them or not. If we managed to defeat them, we would kill you on sight for loosing them upon us. If we didn't, the whole area would be swarming with them. Either way, it would have been rough going for you.
Let me think on this. If I come up with anything, I'll ask.
Very well. I must instruct the survivors to begin packing up the village. We can't remain here for long. The scent of so much blood on the wind will draw predators from all parts of the labyrinth. If you think of anything, simply ask.
Okay, there are shelters. Can't really enter them. Find it crowded with wounded, so you quickly depart. Let's speak with the tracker.
You healed me, brought me back from the brink of death. I am indebted to you.
It was nothing.
It was everything. I'm in your debt. I don't like being in someone's debt. Tell me how I can repay you.
I hear you're a pretty good tracker.
I know the labyrinth. I know its signs. I can sense how it changes, sometimes even how it will change. If I find the start of a trail, I will never lose my way.
Do you think you could help me?
Of course. I'm in your debt. Tell me what I must do to absolve myself of it.
I'm on the trail of Lord Tsar and his companion, who happens to be a shape-shifting dragon. Do you think you can find them?
Of course. That's what I do. I will accompany you while I track them. When I'm certain that we've found them, my obligation to you is resolved. I must return to my village.
Okay, we have a tracker. Let's save before any more timed stuff happens. Traveling at a pace you have trouble matching, and discovering small clues you would never have found, the tracker leads you through the dark woods. Eventually you come upon a huge cave. A monster, which resembles a huge insect, though much more formidable, stands guard outside.
The trail leads here into that cave. I've seen this cave before. There is no exit. Your quarry lies inside. The creature guarding the entrance is a Chaodan. I've only encountered their like once or twice before, and I can tell you this. If you spill its blood, every drop will grow into a duplicate of the monster. Only by killing it before it bleeds, usually with a precise thrust through its heart, can you keep it from regenerating. A sloppy attack, and you'll have an army of these things to contend with. Usually the best way to deal with this type of beast is to avoid it. I don't think you've got that luxury, though. If you're going into that cave, you'll have to go through the Chaodan. My obligation to you is over. I've led you to the end of the trail. The people of my village need my help, so I must return. Good luck.
The tracker bolts into the woods. Between one moment and the next, you've lost all trace of him. You're now alone, save for the delightful company of the Chaodan, of course. Ugh. Giant praying mantis. Oh, the stone is glowing. Yeah, we're definitely getting close. Alright, we'll deal with this situation next time. For now, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed some more Deathgate, and as usual, don't miss the next episode because I won't. I will see you all next time.